Sex is more than an act of pleasure. It's the ability to be able to feel so close to a person, so connected, so comfortable that it's almost breathtaking to the point you feel you can't take it. And at this moment, you're a part of them. Today on the Nzuri show, we shall be looking at a very controversial subject. Can a relationship exist without sex? I still have my girls with me here today to dissect this all-important subject. And our guest today is Ruby Munzengi, an MC, speaker, the founder of Anaka Glam, a makeup and a beauty brand. Welcome to the show, Ruby.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, looking so good. So lovely. Oh, thank you. I love all the colors. We're like the rainbow here, aren't we?
We are.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Ruby, tell us about yourself. Like, you've got all that's going on. You're a makeup artist. You know, you've got a brand. You're a guest, an MC. I can't even say everything right now.
I do a lot.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
So yeah, just tell us, like, as a woman, how do you balance being all those things?
I mean, it's quite difficult, but I guess the way that I take it is I've just sort of given myself the freedom in the last 2 years to do as much as I want to do and to explore all my talents. Because I feel like, particularly being African, a lot of the times you're not allowed to explore certain things. It's, you know, that one thing, you go, you get your degree, you get your job, that's it.
Yeah.
And I guess it just kind of got to a point where that became very stale in my life. That wasn't fulfilling. So I'm just kind of doing it all. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yes.
It doesn't have to break bank. I just have to do it.
I love that.
No limits.
As long as you enjoy what you're doing. That's the thing. And with the wellness brand, like, when you do all the things that you do you feel, you said about not limiting yourself. Sometimes do you have those thoughts, self-limiting thoughts, and you feel, oh, today I can't do this? And sometimes would you feel like you're stretching yourself too thin? Have you had that feeling?
Of course, absolutely. I'm human.
Yes.
So I do go through those processes of feeling like I either go through a process of feeling like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I'm doing too much. I think everyone puts pressure into having this one stable brand, and I feel like I'm super young. I'm in a place where there's so many opportunities, so I don't want to limit myself. So even when I do go through those thoughts of feeling like I'm, you know, doing too much, I'm spreading myself too thinly, I remind myself that it's not that serious. You know, I do want to make money. I want everything that I do to be successful, but at the same time, I'm doing this because it makes me happy at the end of the day.
Good.
So
I love that. And I have to say that your face is really, the
It's
makeup is bit. It's definitely,
Thanks,
the glow is
girl.
there.
I'm just staring at like the shape.
thank you. You know, I had to do this for you guys.
Oh, thank you. We did this for you.
No, you guys look
Choice.
amazing.
Thank you. So, ladies, let's just start by asking, why do we need relationship? What's that human basic instinct or like a primal need for having a relationship? I'll start with you, Rumbi.
Oh my God. I mean, you know, I think at the end of the day, the basis is that we're human beings and we crave connection the same way that you want friends. You also want that romantic relationship. You want somebody that calls you in the morning and tells you you're beautiful. You want that person, like your own person. So I guess that's probably why. And I think it's just natural. We've been conditioned to believe that you can't be alone. So I think at the end of the day, we don't even know if we need it or not. We just know that that's what you have to do.
It's important to have it. I guess right from beginning, there's like Adam and Eve, like, you know, God created Adam and then brought Eve because he knew that Adam needed a companion. So I guess just looking it down from there, it's a normal thing for us. Like, you need someone.
100%. And for me as well, it goes back to like just like my mom sort of giving birth to me. It's like I didn't just come from nothing. I came from like a human being, and just me being in her tummy for like 9 months, that's also building that relationship. I needed her to be able to survive. Her eating also made sure that I survived. And I feel like as Africans as well, like the idea of just communal sort of living, and we're sort of community related, because that's actually how you survive, because the ideas of money, things like this, staying busy, that's still, I don't know, I think it's better to just have friendships and families, because that's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, you're like, you know what, I want to make money because so and so, like, they're here supporting me, and I want to give back to them. I want to build a better future for myself, and so it's always about it's not just about yourself.
It's about someone that you're related to.
And I agree.
I want to make her proud.
Yes, absolutely. I agree that it's, from someone waking up to someone saying you're beautiful, to having that mother figure that brings you up. And in Africa, like, we all know that we have very communal sense of living. So they say it takes a child to
raise a
it takes a village
to
raise a child.
All the time.
So there you go.
That's not what it says.
So it's that thing that we've been brought up in relationships, and so we have that, and from the biblical aspect of it, God created
really
Adam and Eve, and that was relational. So for those of us who are Christians, so we all know that, and so that creates that, and that leads me to the other thing, right? Okay, right into our topic for today. Ladies, this is a hot one.
Okay. Trash it.
Can a relationship exist without sex?
Oh.
Rumbi, we shall put you on the spot for that one.
I'm sure Rumbi's got a lot to say about that.
Oh, wow. I think there's so much that would have to go into context to why the people don't want to have sex. Hi Mom and Dad, I've obviously been raised in a Christian home, so the right thing to do is to wait for marriage, for me to have sex. It's to abstain up until your wedding night. But obviously that's not the reality for most people. So I think it just depends with why people are choosing to not have sex. Personally, no.
She's like,
So your take is no, relationship cannot.
No, I just don't
exist
see
without
how
sex.
it would work, especially at a certain age. I think when you're much younger, it's very easy to say to someone, look, I don't want to have sex. I've been in relationships when I was much younger where you could wait for 2 years and nothing happens, and that's fine. It's absolutely normal. But I think as you get older, I just don't know if that's possible. I just, I don't.
I feel like you assess relationship based on sex these days as well.
Yeah.
Like it's part of one of the boxes that you have to tick. Like if the sex is not good, why are you going in? No, really.
Why you stay?
Because sex is actually sex is part of it's part of who we are. It's part of our happiness on earth. If you're going into a relationship, especially romantic relationship, let's use that term.
Exactly.
If you're going into a romantic relationship, romantic means romance. If we're not romancing, if we're
what
not
are we doing?
really, then we should be on the friend zone. Let's just make it friends. So I really don't. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I got what you're saying about the biblical aspect of it with our parents, or you have to wait till after you get married before you. Some parents even do
Most of them didn't wait.
Yeah, they didn't wait. I mean, I think it's
that's the point.
that's
a valid point.
There's difference between the old days and now, because the old days your parents decide for you and it's okay. Just go into the relationship. Sex is not part of why you're going into the relationship. Most of the time, it's actually just like children, like bearing children, and the purpose is different compared to what it is now. Now people decide what they want, and sex is part of it. You have to access it from the beginning, because what if you get married and the stuff is like that?
Linda.
For me, I was going to say that I feel like Ruby touched on a really good point. It depends again on why sex isn't there in the first place. So it goes back because a lot of people have a lot of different things, like baggage that they come into the relationship with. Some people are not comfortable with sex, maybe due to the experiences they've had, whether it's to do with abuse or assault. So then people come in with a lot of things, and sometimes you end up in falling in love, or really giving this person a chance. And you're like, you know what, I'm not ready for this stage because I'm working through things. And I feel like that's okay. Someone should give you that respect and space. But also if they're willing to actually take you in and be your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and take, that, it's not baggage. I wouldn't call it baggage. It's just part of your story and your experience. And I feel like that's when things get tricky, and sometimes you feel as though you're forced into this the sex has to be there, but it doesn't have to. People can work their time, we're there. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like it's necessary. It has like it should be there, but sometimes it's not there because of other things.
Yeah, but that's mostly on the side of the women, I think.
I
think
don't know.
on both.
On
because I
both, it can
think-
be both. Honestly, yeah.
I think it's on both, especially with
You
what you
think-
touched on, where you say that people experience different things, like particularly now where there's the Me Too movement, or not
Yes.
Me Too,
Yeah.
Me Too.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about their sexual experiences, you know, whether it's rape or whatever. And we're now realizing that men do get raped as much as women do. And I think sometimes that becomes an issue or a subject to why someone would not be comfortable being intimate with someone, which is why you should be open to the idea of not necessarily having sex. Because if we meet and I'm in a place where I'm recovering from something, I'm not ready to have sex with you, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like you or I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
I'm just not there yet. And I think that, like you said, a lot of women, particularly young women, end up having sex prematurely because they feel like they don't have that choice. A lot of men do feel like they're entitled. So if you were to say, I don't want sex, they'd be looking at you like, my guy,
Why you
not? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing
Why
here?
you-
Yeah. But there's a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yes, yes. I feel like, to add on what you ladies are saying, is that we have different types of relationships. First of all, a relationship is not just one thing. We have like younger couples, we have middle-aged couples, we have older couples, we have married couples, we have unmarried couples. In my view and in my belief is that we should have sex. We can wait to have sex, but it should be part of a relationship, but in a marital context, where a man and a woman have made that vow. Due to my Christian beliefs. But with that said as well, like you find people who are like asexual, people who are just not interested in sex. And so I feel like a relationship can exist without sex for that purpose if people have mutually like agreed. But it can be very tough if one person is, it depends on that level of agreement that you have as a couple.
Yeah, you have to have communication. I think it's important
100%.
to be able to have those conversations earlier on, to be open, to be vulnerable, to say, hey, this is what I want. And if you don't want it, tell me, well, I'm not going to be comfortable. Because a lot of men, I've had so many men say that, you know, they're okay with being in a relationship with a woman and not getting sex. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to get it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's
where
counter.
communication
That doesn't work.
Exactly.
Doesn't work.
But what would you say if I say, okay, let's wait till we get married before we have sex, and then you get married and realize that the sex isn't actually what would you advise
That's a good point.
I mean, God said, wait till you after. That's what the Bible says.
I know, but they didn't give you the other
Sex
instructions.
is really powerful in relationship. A lot of people that cheat and like go
it's because
out,
of
it's
sex.
most of the time sex, you know.
What I found is that there's two types of relationships, right? There's one that a relationship where there's first the relationship and then the sex. And then there's sex and then the relationship. And from the findings, what I think, what I feel is that when you have sex, like for instance, if you keep having sex, that sort of takes out the communication. So if you're in your initial stages of relationship, and then you keep having sex, so you won't have the communication, and so you won't know the person. You won't know the person.
So you feel like sex can cloud
It can cloud the judgment.
Yeah.
But with that said, like I've been in a relationship where it hasn't necessarily been that case, like where we have, you know, we've done a few things. I wouldn't say what, you know,
Give me the tea.
but with that said, yes. But with that said, I still stand with that because especially with young people, I feel like they need to know that, first of all, get to know the person, have that mutual agreement, and then decide where to go from there. And people can even have, you know, like sicknesses or pain or something that can stop you from accomplishing that. So let it made known from the beginning. That way you're not in like with surprises.
You need to know, it's not just, there's so much, again, that's what I was saying, there's so much
You guys still
around
did not
it.
answer that question.
We'll get it.
Let me answer your question.
Hang on, ladies.
Let me answer your question.
We're bringing it back.
Yes, we're bringing it back. So we'll take a break, and when we're back, we'll get back to this very hot topic. Can a relationship exist without sex? I'm so eager to hear what my ladies have to say, so stay with us.